Hey guys, thanks very much for coming in this morning. So, I mean, just first of all, Cameron, I mean, the Bledisloe Cup this Saturday night, is the Eden Park record under threat?
Tough to say. I really don't know. I was a lot more confident last week when the All Blacks were playing the Springboks, and they were obviously thrashed. So, and again, I don't really know what to expect from this Wallabies team. They've been finishing their tests really strong. There's 3 tests in the Rugby Championship this year where they've just come back out of nowhere. 2 of them they've won. And with the All Blacks, they obviously finished poorly against the Springboks. So I don't really know. It's all good. Could come down to the last 20 minutes. Yeah, but the good news for the All Blacks, they named their team this afternoon around about midday. They should have Cody Taylor back. They should have Cam Roigard back. So that's some decent, good players. Roigard probably one of the best halfbacks in the world, and obviously Taylor's one of the best. So yeah, they should have a strong team.
Yeah, I mean, were you pretty shocked at the annihilation by the Boks?
Well, yeah, just that last 30 minutes. That's probably the worst 30 minutes I've seen the All Blacks play, especially at the back end of a game. Usually we've had this reputation of finishing strong, and to be done like that at home was shocking. And usually, you know, we've seen obviously the All Blacks lost up to Argentina and then bounced back at Eden Park this year. So you don't really see the All Blacks play 2 poor tests in a row. So I think they'll really come out firing.
Yeah, so Chris, what do you anticipate? I mean, after such a hammering, do they then kind of come together and they come out firing, do you think?
Yeah, I don't think they can play quite as bad as they did in that second half against South Africa. And it's funny you mentioned the record. I think you're the first person I've actually heard bring the record up. I feel like people are still overlooking the Wallabies. I mean, the All Blacks won't be, but yeah, like Cam said, we've seen the All Blacks have started all right, but their second halves have not been good this year. The Wallabies have been the complete opposite. They've started really slow, but they finish really strong. So if the All Blacks come out slow at halftime or after halftime, then they might be in for a little bit of trouble. But the All Blacks don't lose at Eden Park, so I expect them to come out firing.
So where are they going to be making improvements, though? I mean, where do you think the focus is going to be ahead of this match?
Jason Holland actually spoke about that a couple of days ago, just saying using their possession better, not kicking the ball away as much, and when they are kicking it, being smart with their kicks, you know, getting up and contesting them, doing better under the high ball. I think that's one of the big areas they have needed to work on throughout the season. They've been beaten under the high ball consistently, and we saw that a lot against South Africa. Yeah,
okay. And so, Cam, just in terms of the Wallabies, I mean, who's their biggest weapon?
Oh, geez.
Joseph Suaalii.
Yeah, he's the big guy. That's who they've spent money on to bring him over from league. And whether they can contain him is going to be the big question for the All Blacks. Gregor Paul's column a couple of days ago in the Herald is suggesting whether they'll bring in Anton Leonard-Brown for that specific task to stop him. But they're a good all-round team. That's been what's impressive. And obviously the coaching with Joe Schmidt, he's done such a great job with this Wallabies team. As Chris said, you know, at the start of the year, everyone was talking about this Eden Park record, and we were kind of joking. It's like, oh yeah, maybe they'll beat the Springboks and then lose to the Wallabies, and that would be funny to lose the record. And now it's like in serious contention.
Yeah, and I mean, Chris, the Women's Rugby World Cup, Black Ferns playing France for third. I mean, you know, would third be acceptable?
I think so. It depends who you ask, though. I think people were a little bit surprised by the loss to Canada, which, like I said on Monday, it shouldn't be too surprising. Canada are a very good team, ranked second in the world above the Black Ferns. So I think third place is a good result. It's obviously not what anyone wants to see when you go to a World Cup, but that's just the reality of it, that, you know, Black Ferns aren't the best team in the world right now.
No, but I mean, they've been fantastic to watch, right? Pretty exciting stuff.
They're always good to watch, yeah. They just, unfortunately, couldn't win the one that mattered.
Okay, Silver Ferns, we don't have a coach. Does it matter?
Yeah, well, it doesn't appear to. Yeah. Everything's fine on the court. There's a few dramas off the court. Obviously, Dame Nolene Tolder has been stood down for this series. Don't know if we'll see her back. But yeah, second win over South Africa last night, so they win the Tiny Jamison Trophy. They'll play another test over the weekend. But the big question, they'll play Australia next month, and that's really going to see how good they are.
Chris, just finally on the UFC, big fight night in Perth coming up.
Yeah, big weekend for New Zealand. We got our first woman fighting in the UFC, Michelle Montague, so she makes her debut. Carlos Ulberg has his first headline fight, and if he wins that, he probably gets a title shot. Navajo Sterling's back in action, and there's a couple of the Australian boys training out of City Kickboxing in Auckland. Brando Pericic and Cameron Ralston making their debuts, so a little bit on over in Perth.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, lads. Hey, thanks so much for coming in, joining us on the panel this morning, Herald Now. Thanks. That's Cameron McMillan, Herald's Deputy Sports Editor, and Chris Reive, Herald Sports Journalist.